I think the expected role for what the pharma companies should be doing in the future from both patients, healthcare providers, payers, is that we should take responsibility. We should take responsibilities for the disease areas that we act within, and we should provide services that, sounds a little cliche, but that are really around the pill, so that we provide the medicine, but we also help with all the information that we have. We have so much information about our disease areas and about our products, and we should really share that, be that with healthcare professionals or be that with patients. And so that's why we should also understand them so much better and not just push our messages down in their throats, but really understand what is it that they need and make. A lot of pharma companies have really bad corporate sites, for example, where you can't really find any information about anything. I mean, that's also a thing to be looking at. Like, why would we have such bad information lying out there, and then we focus on these little branded sites, which nobody goes to anyway. So it's really understanding and learning also from other businesses how this can be done. Like one of the participants yesterday said, get the basics right before you start being super innovative. So, and I think that is something that pharma really needs to look into. And also thinking in a world where you don't go out and you actually call the physicians or the patients, but they come to you and ask you for information. How would everything look then, and what resources would you have available then? Maybe it would be a call center, it would be a really good internet site, it would be a Facebook site, places where you can actually communicate. So coming back to that, we should provide services around our products, but also open up the dialogue with both patients and HCPs and not be so scared about the dialogue, because it's in the dialogue, I think, that the magic happens.
So Eon 3 is quite challenging. It's meant to be quite revolutionary, and deliberately, because what we want to do is to spark debate from this. Eon 3 is firstly putting the patient at the centre of the journey, at the centre of the healthcare system, so that they're no longer a cork on the ocean. They don't need to go to 3 hospitals for different appointments. They go to 1 hospital and 3 appointments come to them. So they're at the centre. But what we think in Eon 3 is more innovative is that we can see, with the increasing cost burden of healthcare globally, that we will have to look at consolidation above company level and at country level. So one of the things that we're asking people to imagine in the presentation is a federated European healthcare payer system. So that you could be, sat in your flat in London, having a Skype or whatever the new Skype is by that point in time, consultation with your GP, who might be based in Spain or France or wherever within Europe, and you're sharing all of your diary uploads from your app and talking through your healthcare for the last month. And that's coming out of a common pot, but for that point in time, that doctor is the best person for you to talk to. So I think it could be quite different. It's more about on demand, on time, based more around the patient need rather than the patient responding to the healthcare system.
I think pharmaceutical companies have a great opportunity over the next several years to play a broader role in healthcare. Historically, we've been excellent at discovering, developing and commercializing products, medicines that oftentimes are very transformational, and I think as we think about the healthcare challenges of the future, we need to make sure that we think broader about delivering better outcomes, not only selling products, and taking more care of the patients and thinking about contributing to improving outcomes, improving quality of care overall.
So I'm convinced that Healthcare 2020 will look very different than Healthcare 2014 or 2015 looks like. It needs to be much more integrated, we need to be able to manage healthcare. It's going to be much more structured, and my focus is really supporting companies that go into this direction. So if it is on the big data side and really quantify health, quantify outcomes, if it is on the services side, where we have new technologies, new devices that offer completely new opportunities to measure outcomes. And so I'm convinced that with the technology, with the science we have today in 2020, healthcare will look much more like aviation looks today, very well structured by checklists. We have much more science than art in medicine, and we're able to quantify the impact and the outcomes of any treatment or any medicine.